Hello and welcome to yet another Outside Inside Star Citizen, this show where we talk about what CAG said in their last episode of ISC or Inside Star Citizen, and we mostly make fun of them, or we just like it's either like roasting them or just like acknowledging the good things that they do, but it's mostly roasting them because most of the things that they do after like 10 years and 500 million are not really like, yeah, like if you watched my channel prior to this video, you would know. So, yeah, let me roll the intro and let's watch Inside Star Citizen together.
Hello, my name is Grumpy. Grumpy Eye. Grumpy Eye. Grumpy Eye.
It's a time of change here at Star Citizen.
I followed the Moskwa down to Gorky Park, listening to the talks about change.
The Frankfurt office has moved into their new digs. The Winslow office prepares to migrate to Manchester starting next week. Our CitizenCon presentations are looming just 9 days away.
I guess now is the best time to like announce that I will be probably, most certainly, but maybe not, but probably doing a stream of CitizenCon once CitizenCon is live. And yeah, last time I had like, I don't know, 10 people with me. We'll see how it's gonna work out this time. I'm probably gonna do it alone. Maybe I'm gonna have some friends around and that's it. But I know for a fact that my ass is gonna hurt because last time the CitizenCon was like, it lasted for like 7 hours and it was boring as fuck. And they showed us Pyro again, same as last year, or like the last CitizenCon. It wasn't last year, but like whenever it was, like 2 years ago. And then like the CitizenCon prior to that was again Pyro, and I'm pretty sure that like in this one they're gonna show us Pyro again, and they're probably gonna show us all the things that we're never gonna play in Pyro, like all the missions that they just made to showcase Pyro, and we're not gonna get them. Maybe we are, but I'm fairly certain that we will not. So yeah, I guess like if you wanna watch me drool because I'm excited and get really pissed off live, I'm probably gonna stream on the 8th of October. I think that's when whenever CitizenCon is, I'm probably gonna stream. This was the weirdest fucking announcement ever.
And much of the focus of our development teams at present is in preparing for the upcoming Alpha 318.
Sorry to cut you off, Jared, but 318 is still not in the PTU. It's not even in Evocati. You are delaying it, and you said, like, it is currently the 30th of September, and you said that it's going to be released in September. You have one more day. You have a single day to release it if you want to meet your deadline. So it goes into the Evocati, and then it's going to go into the PTU Wave 1, and then, I don't know, is it going to go straight into the PU? Oh, that's going to be fun.
With persistent entity streaming that serves as the foundation not only of server meshing in Alpha 4.0, but everything else in the persistent universe as well. And since Alpha 318 is now scheduled to arrive in the first half of November, and ISC enters its regularly scheduled hiatus the next few weeks, we thought we'd take the opportunity to try something new with our last episode of the quarter. A follow-up to each of the 318 related feature segments that we've done this quarter, looking at how they've continued to grow since we last showed them to you, answering your questions that you had after watching, and rolling them all into one big supersized report that we're calling the ISC follow-up.
So what you're saying is that we're basically going to see all the shit that we already saw. And we weren't really happy with it because most of it was just boring. And yeah, okay.
So since updating you on the rivers earlier this year, I've been focusing on the visual quality of the rivers themselves.
Okay.
So that when you explore them, they are looking better than ever. I think the biggest visual change I've introduced to the rivers is the new cliff spawn points.
Mm-hmm.
Previously, where we had steep edges along the river, we just had the terrain texture that we get on steeper parts of the terrain. But I wanted to kind of increase the visual fidelity of this by spawning cliff meshes along the edge of it. So that's exactly what we've done. For the cliff mesh spawn points, we add a new spawn point at the height of where the terrain would have been if the river wasn't there, so that we can control where the top of the cliff is relative to the edge of the terrain near it. And that's these red spawn points you can see here. When I turn these back off, you can see we have cliff meshes that look as if they're the right height. You can walk onto them from this terrain here, while still providing a nice kind of closed in gorge for this river. And actually we were so happy with the results of adding additional spawn points around these gorgy areas that we decided to add more spawn points along the edge of normal rivers as well, so that we can get rocks right along the edge of the water to break up the silhouette between the terrain and the water. You can see those points here, and when I turn back on the scattering you can see what that looks like. So as you can see, that really helps to break up the silhouette of the water, but also makes the whole area feel denser and more real.
I want a pony.
Another visual improvement I've worked on for the river is using more splines with the river modifiers. Instead of just a single central spline along the path of the river, we now have a spline for where each of the edges can be. And this gives us much finer control over how the terrain should dip down into the river, which is what actually matters rather than the depth at the middle for most cases. But it also means that we eliminate some of the effects we were getting at sharp bends. What we used to get at the sharp bend of a river was a pinching effect in the middle here, where the terrain would jump from referencing a point somewhere here on the spline to referencing a point somewhere here on the spline. So you can see that they're basically equidistant from a point over here, so we'd either be referencing the terrain from one or the other without ever kind of passing through this middle bit. Now that we have a spline for each edge, we can pick which edge is closer and then more closely reference that when picking the final height for that part of the terrain. And it just means that the edges of our rivers are much cleaner. We're getting much less in terms of artifacting that we were seeing before, and the overall result is just a lot better in my opinion. I'm really excited to see all of the new rivers come into 3.18 very soon. Put a lot of work into improving the visual quality of the rivers, as well as improving the tooling for our artists to be able to place more and more interesting rivers. Our tech artists have been hard at work for the object presets for the rivers to make sure that we're getting really cool distributions of objects around them. And I just think what we're going to see in 3.18 is going to be a cut above what we've had so far, and I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks all.
Is it over? Oh my god, okay. Is it over? Oh, thank fucking god. Oh, okay, rivers, great. Please just show us something important to gameplay and all that, because rivers, dude. Like, if you didn't see the comparison, oh, I slept so good. If you didn't see the comparison of the rivers, it's gonna be in this corner here. I compare it to a river in like Crisis. Yes, it is the tier 0 river, and like these rivers are gonna be fucking amazing, and we're all gonna go and see the rivers. But holy shit, like this is just like, okay, who cares about the rivers? We need a game. We need game, no river. Game, please. Thank you.
Since the last time we spoke about the PTV racetrack, it's been mostly just bug fixing. For the most part, it's been like the usual occasional collision issue we had to fix up. Also, there was like instances where RQA testers just took the card and went off the track and like drove into the elevators and got into other parts of the level. So I kind of had to go around and fence off all the areas where people could leave the track.
Have you noticed how the background song does not match the foreground or the person that is speaking? And it is really hard to follow. Also, tell me, like, why would I ever like, okay, so this is all nice. Like, it's cool to have something to do in Star Citizen because currently we have nothing. But after a few laps or after a few races over there, why would you go back there again? Like, it's just like you're spending too much time and you're like putting too much effort into something that like this game is not supposed to be. Is this game supposed to be Second Life? Is this game supposed to be like, what is this? If I'm gonna race in a game, I'm not gonna race in a game like Star Citizen that doesn't have like physics that are realistic, that doesn't have like their physics in Star Citizen are just like bad. And that's it, like, they're just bad. And why would you race in a game like Star Citizen? Like, okay, it's something to do, but why are we hyping this? Why is ISC, like, why is Jared, why are people just hyping this? Because, like, this is, I'm not gonna say that it's low effort. I'm pretty sure it's high effort, but, like, why are you spending all that effort or like, doing all of this for a racetrack, for the PTVs that are, like... I just don't know, like, what is Star Citizen supposed to be with the fucking PTV racetrack? I really don't understand. Is this what Star Citizen is now? Like, are you just gonna pour a ton of, like, bullshit, not really bullshit mechanics, but, like, content, bullshit content that, like, has nothing to do with the minimal viable product that you're supposed to give us, but you're just gonna give us, like, racetracks. Like, spaceship racetracks, fine, good, but like PTV, like this is just a meme, and you didn't let the PTV win in the whatever it's called, the showdown, ship showdown. So I don't know. When I saw this the first time, I was like, what the fuck are the guys like? Why are you talking about this? I mean, yeah, you're gonna recap all the things that you're gonna release in 3.18, but like, what is this? I don't know.
Also, just in some cases, on like inside the track, there was little shortcuts that could be taken, so also these ones had to unfortunately block them off so nobody can gain an unfair advantage. One of the things we didn't discuss last time is where the buggies actually come from. So they're not something the players bring themselves into the space. There's this little side section of the track where they spawn, and you take them and then just kind of bring them over to the starting line and start from there. And when they're destroyed, then they basically respawn in that section again. So there's always 8 buggies for the players. I can't wait to see what players will do with it once they get it in their hands.
Well, let me tell you exactly what they're gonna do. First up, like, we're gonna find a way how we're gonna, like, hijack those PTVs and just get them onto our ships, or just get them stuck somewhere that's just gonna close up an entrance. Like, it doesn't matter which entrance it is. It's probably gonna be a hospital entrance or something like that, but no matter what, we're gonna try to bug it out. We're gonna try, and you know it, like, even me, I don't really have the time, and I don't want to put in all that effort just to troll people, but I'm probably gonna do it. And I know that some people are more like into that kind of gameplay, if we can call it gameplay, but yeah, they're like griefing. Yeah, people are gonna grief with those. Secondly, if you still have the tires that are like physicalized, and if you hit them, they bounce around, that's gonna put a huge strain on the servers, and that's gonna be a really bad thing. So yeah, that's like the two topmost things that are gonna happen with this whole racetrack, whatever. Oh, and also with Salvage and the persistence, are those like carcasses of the PTVs? Are they gonna like persist? Are they gonna just like block the whole racetrack? How is that gonna work? Because you know they're gonna explode for no reason, and because physics, like what is physics for Star? Like Star Citizen is just like confusing physics for Doritos. I don't know, but like, you know that there's gonna be a bunch of like exploded PTVs everywhere, and they're just gonna, like, if they're gonna persist, they're just gonna be there and chill and block everything. So I don't know, maybe you thought of this, maybe I'm just tripping, but whatever I say, like, there's a thing in the back of my mind, and I'm like, why am I talking about this for Star Citizen? Like, Star Citizen, PTV racetrack. What? Like, it does not compute it at all. Like, I don't fucking understand it. Why are we talking about this for like, it's Star Citizen. It's a space game. It's exploration. Okay, we don't have exploration, but it's like, I don't know, farming. We don't have farming. It's data running. Oh, no. But it's like racing your spaceships. No, we have a PTV racetrack. Like, the racetrack that you gave us for spaceships is not the one that's like supposed to be the first in the game, the Grimhex one. No, that's too much effort. We're gonna get like a Serb, Nemanja Panic. He's gonna appear in this video, I think, and he's gonna like do racetrack on like Snake Pit in like a week before 317.2, because like, yeah, he has some time to spend and he can just do it. And yeah, there's your racetrack. Okay, where are the mechanics? Yeah, it's a tier -1. It's fine. So yeah, the first racetrack, PTV racetrack. I rest my case. Like, I don't know. I just can't.
Since the last time we spoke, Korea has changed a lot in its environment. We've been sort of building up and sort of breathing new life into it, making it on par with some of our other locations in terms of branding and sort of how we want the player to move through the space.
Alright, so the interior looks amazing, but a quick note. If you saw the dispenser that was just on the screen, that dispenser is gonna like dispense random items, and sometimes those items are gonna be really like expensive, and you can sell them like, I don't know, some kind of new drugs or whatever. And if you want to get them, you will need to have, from what I understood, or if you don't have a crime stat, if you don't need to have a crime stat, you will get a crime stat once you take that box. So you know how Korea looks like, so how are you supposed to take off and like take that box, those drugs, into your ship and like take off from the pads when you're getting shot by all the turrets? And they're gonna have more turrets in the next patch, and also there's gonna be a bunch of players that are gonna be there just to like shoot you, because that's the only place where you can clear your crime stat. And it's so easy to get a crime stat in this game for nothing. For like, some people are gonna grief you and make you get a crime stat, and some people are just gonna like ram, I don't know, something, or just like, I got a crime stat a few times for just landing on a pad for no fucking reason, like no fucking reason. But let's continue.
With this, CS1 and 2, crime stat 1 and 2 are no longer going to be things that get you shot or get you, stop you from landing at a location. These fines will essentially just be like mini slaps on the wrists. Law enforcement will comment on them when they stop you and tell you to go pay your fines off, but they're not going to be as big of a meaning as they once was.
Right, and this is really important, and this is a really good change, especially when like there's just one place where we can clear our crime stats. Unfortunately, when you hit a guard in the bunker missions, you're still gonna, I think you're still gonna get a crime stat 3, so this really doesn't apply to you if like a guard desyncs into your shots, which is probably gonna happen, like knowing Star Citizen and the desync and the tick rate, it's just gonna happen. So tough luck. But I do think that this is a really big change and a really welcome one, a really good one, because there needs to be like different stages of crime stats, like or the whole crime stat system, because like currently you get a crime stat 1 and you're gonna get shot, and like it's like getting a parking ticket and you get shot for that. Maybe that's happening in USA, but like most of the world is not like that. Maybe you're gonna wear something on your head or take it off your head and they're gonna shoot you, but that doesn't really apply for most of the world, and Stanton shouldn't be like that. If like it's a game, you really don't need to get shot immediately if you like get a parking ticket, basically. But yeah, like the higher the crime stat is, the more the police should, or the security should like be pissed off at you. But yeah, this is a really good change, and I hope that this will like stay like this for a longer duration of time, and that they will not change this back to what it was. And honestly, even with CS3, I would make it, if you're asking me, which you're not, but if you are, I will make like CS3 not to be like a offense that gets you killed, and like it shouldn't be shoot on sight. It should be like try to restrain on sight, and if not, then shoot him, because then you're gonna get a CS4. But at the current state of the game, this is just not possible. But I think that they are going in the right direction. The only problem is that they will restrict us to only Korea. Like if you want to clear your crime stat, you need to go there. The bunkers, the security bunkers and all of that, they're like not an option anymore. So hopefully this will like change back, because like having, it's cool for PvP, but like what's the point? Like sometimes even I don't want a PvP, and I was a PvPer in Star Citizen. Like my main career was bounty hunting, and sometimes I don't want to do that. Sometimes you get a crime stat or CS3 and you want to clear it, and you really don't want to deal with other people. If they're gonna chase you, okay, but like if you know that like Korea is there, you're just gonna give up and just go to jail in Alta 4 and not be in the game for the whole duration of your sentence, because like why would you? So yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Alongside this, we've also added other ways for the players to get rid of their sort of criminality. The fine kiosks that you can find all around now have a button that allows you to surrender to law enforcement. This gives you the 20% discount of your time served when you go into prison. And as always, this is going to go live, and we're going to continue iterating on it, reading feedback and making improvements.
Honestly, this is a cool addition, and I like it. And I think that like most of us are just gonna like go to jail, play another game in the meantime, and come back when our sentence is over. So yeah, if jail works as it's supposed to, if you do not spawn without a head, or have a situation like one of my subscribers did, where he went to jail and he got shot at by the security inside the jail, and shot at and like killed and over and over again for like, I don't know, the video that he sent me was like 20 minutes or something like that, and he like his sentence was just rising for no fucking reason. But yeah, in the end he was just getting killed. He was like CS5, and then you basically gotta do a character reset, because you will never leave jail. So if those things get fixed, then yeah, I'm gonna be happy with that.
Since the last time we talked about Klesher and the new updates to that, things are going along nicely. We have AI walking about. They have loot on them. They're making the environment feel more alive. The black spot is in. The mission is working. In the mission, we've added routes coming out of the wall, so that even though people might know how to beeline it out of there, now they have to figure out how to get to this place they've never been to before and break the route they're normally used to, and then have to rejoin, which is the difficult part, because we always make the rejoining bit harder and they can fall all the way down, or you know, whatever. So that's it for the updates to Klesher. Check it out when you get a chance. And
you heard the guy, he said it. That's the only update for Klesher. So you're still gonna spawn without a head, and you're still gonna get shot by the NPCs inside. Great. The mission that he was talking about is the illegal mission that you get. I guess you gotta go into the escape tunnel, find a room where you're gonna get the mission, and that mission is gonna get you some money, and that's it. Like, it's a cool addition, but like, still, why? It's not why. Some people are gonna do it. I know that I am just gonna like Alta 4. As soon as I go to Klesher, I'm just gonna Alta 4, maybe go to my second account, or just play another game.
How have the caves changed since we last spoke about them? Just some bug fixes and some polished work. So yeah, they're done.
I seriously do not know if I should laugh or be angry or cry because of this update, because like fuck my life.
So it's been a couple of weeks since the last time we talked about the Daymar crash site, and since then we've mostly been polishing and debugging. We had a go-no-go during which everything went smoothly. We actually noticed during playtests that the missions were too easy, so we just did some tweaking. We added some AI, On the level art side, they were working on some LODs, so how far the objects are going to display. We did a better navigation pass for AI and for the player. And I think we tweaked a little bit the cave, but there's just a crash chip in there, nothing else. We've also been working in integrating all the missions, so there's going to be 3 missions on the Daymar crash site. There's going to be a kill specific, a kill all, and a delivery missions where you need to go in and gather some loot, crates and deliver them. We've also been working on changing up the AI that's there, because currently it's the Ninetales and we wanted to add a little bit more diversity in there. So we're working on adding in the Sand Nomads, which are probably not going to be here for this release, but possibly the next one.
And this guy right here, that's the Serb or the ex-Yugoslavian that I was talking about. That's Nemanja. And yeah, he is basically our inside guy. He, like, you can see how much work he put into this, or like his whole team. Because yeah, you're gonna have a crash site, and then on top of that, you're gonna have 3 missions, and you're like they're gonna rework the NPCs. It's not gonna be Ninetales, which is good. It's unfortunate that it's not gonna be in the next update or in 3.18, but yeah, it's fine if it's gonna be in 3.19. But yeah, like as I've said, CAG just needs like more ex-Yugoslavian game devs, because you see how much he can do. I mean, yeah, like compared to caves, like honestly, here's the thing with me. I care about the game loops. I don't care about the visuals, about the rivers, the caves, and all of that, because they are not playable. You're gonna go there, you're not gonna even swim in the rivers. You're just gonna go under the river, and like there's no like underwater effect, and like whatever. It looks okay. The caves look okay, but they don't have any gameplay to them. At some point they're gonna have a gameplay loop tied to them, but in the next patch it's not gonna happen. And this guy here just like gave us some new gameplay loops, and that's amazing.
Since we last talked about the Siege of Orison mission last week, we forgot to mention there's also some missions just coming to the islands that the Siege of Orison takes place on. So these missions are going to take place on the islands when Siege isn't active. The missions we have you doing will take you from building to building, eliminating a number of enemies, or maybe taking out a high value target. These missions are currently just like a prototype. They're very basic. They're just kind of exploring what direction we want to go at for these and other islands. So these will be another small addition when 3.18 goes live.
So yeah, these are just basically the bunker missions, but like made for Orison. And I thought that they will use the same platforms and like put them around Crusader, so you would go there. But I guess this is okay. Hopefully, one more thing. Hopefully, you will be able to jump to them, or to like jump to like 30 kilometers away from them, and not like have to fly for 180 kilometers just to get to them so you could do the fucking mission. Because like Orison, most of the people that I know don't like going there, and it's basically a sentence when you have to go there because of Cousin Crows or whatever. So yeah, hopefully they thought of this, and hopefully you will be able to jump there and just do the whole mission in one swift run, get some money, and hop out. But you know that's not gonna happen.
So there were some questions after we released our last ISC where we talked about hull scraping. And there are some things that I can clarify from our position. So what makes a reclaimer more profitable or better in comparison to the Vulture? For T0 there is no real difference. So the only difference there is you have more space to store your scraped off hull material. But the proper differences only come with Salvage T1. So once we talk about munching, and actually like converting proper ship debris into smaller bits, the size of the reclaimer is definitely an advantage here.
Honestly, if we ignore the fact that CAG said that we're not going to have tier 0 implementations anymore, and that we're still having those. This is reasonable, and this is okay. Yeah, it's basically the same thing, but like Reclaimer can probably hull scrape faster because it has like 2 turrets, and therefore like it's gonna be more profitable maybe if like, but it's still, if you're not really finding carcasses that you can, or ship hulls, then you can scrape. That's like that's gonna be a bummer. But yeah, I just wanna like ask one thing, and that's like, can the Reclaimer land on the planets now, or is it still gonna be just like a station to station kind of a ship, or like it's even, sometimes it's even hard to land it on the moon. So if that changes, and if we like, if the Reclaimer gets better thrusters so we can land on a planet and sell his goods there, then the Reclaimer is gonna be a fucking amazing ship, and I can't wait to like hull munch and hull scrape and all of that, so I can earn money, because for me that's more fun than just like mining. So yeah.
Some comments were all asking about how can we use the scraper beam in an offensive manner. Technically you can, but you have to make sure that the target ship has its shield deactivated. So as long as another ship is shielded, you will not be able to touch the hull, because there's like this energy field that is protecting the hull. So there were also some questions on the repair side, and sadly this repair iteration isn't the full fleshed out repair that you might need if your ship is fully destroyed. So if you lost a wing, the wing is lost. If you lost your engine, the engine is lost. So your magically repair gun that right now is taking the hull material to create new hull material, so this gun isn't able to 3D print you an engine, a fully functional engine with all its parts. So what it does is just cover-ups of like your hull. So it increases your health of the ship again, but only to a degree where it is reasonable in comparison to what the hull actually stands for. So the material that you gather with the vehicle can be converted into the material that you use for your multi-tool to repair ships.
All right, so first off, I like this, and I like this a lot, and I hope that this is their like main idea, and that like they're never gonna change this, because if you are able to like 3D print a whole side of a Sentinel, for example, so like imagine your Sentinel losing a wing with its engine, and then you pull out the shitty little multi-tool and you regenerate the whole fucking ship, basically, that would be just stupid. But plugging holes and all of that, that's amazing. And I hope that will like have something to do with the air pressure inside your cabin and all of that. So you can't repressurize if you have holes in your hull. So you would always need to have a multi-tool right next to you so you can fix those holes up. So that's a huge thing, and I like it. The only way that you should be able to like repair the like whole parts of your ship is by having a crucible, or just going to a pad, or going to a repair station. But yeah, the second point was that like he said that you will need to have like your shields down if you want to get hull scraped, and that's cool. I like it. And that's the same with the SRV. If you don't know, with the SRV, if you want to pick up another player's ship, you will need to have shields disabled on that player's ship. So yeah, if you don't want to get hull scraped, or like somebody, if you don't want to have a bunch of penises drawn on your ship, have your shields up, basically. So yeah, the only thing that I haven't noticed that like they talked about ever is one thing that could be a huge fucking flaw, and we'll see. Like, this is gonna be the first thing that I'm gonna test out once we get the PTU. So I'm gonna try spawning a vulture, and then I'm gonna spawn, for example, a Carrack, and I'm gonna try to hull scrape my own Carrack, and I'll see if I can make some money off of it. If I can, that's gonna be a major flaw, and yeah, like if they didn't think about that, I don't know what to say.
There's one more thing. So we saw that you were already asking for what about players that are not interested in any combat scenario or in waiting others to shoot themselves to shreds and then picking up the debris pieces for profit from the hull scraping. Well, we have a solution for you. And well, the miners of you might already know it. So we will expand our harvestable system to also facilitate to spawn fresh derelicts. And what are fresh derelicts? Basically, they are just the husks of existing ships that have a probability to spawn in asteroid fields or like basically around all the Lagrange points. And you will be able to find them using scanning and then approach them like you would do with a mineable and then scrape off their hull. And that is coming in Alpha 3.18.
And yeah, for the end, honestly, this is the best thing that I heard so far, because this was my first question when they were introducing Salvage to the community, and when they were talking about like how it's gonna work out, I was like, are you gonna give us like some stationary things that we can just like loot or salvage that are not like player ships that got destroyed? And yeah, they thought of us, and I'm really glad that we're gonna get this with the tier 1 or tier 0 iteration of the whole thing. So yeah, good job, CAG. Like this is really good. Honestly, I would love seeing some like loot boxes inside of it. Instead of loot boxes, it would be more fun and better to have like quantum drives and all of that you can like loot or like use your what's it called, like tractor beam and tractor it to your ship and earn more money. But I can't really expect that from a tier 0 implementation. So yeah. Even though it's like bare bones, I'm starting to like it even more. So yeah, good job, CAG.
So, what did we learn this week?
Honestly, Jared, I don't know. Like, we haven't learned anything because we knew most of this, except the last part where like they said that we're gonna have like hulls that are just gonna be damaged and they're gonna be somewhere in the asteroid fields and we can like scrape them there. So that's a really good thing. And the rest of the episode, it's like 40 fucking minutes of nothing basically. So I don't know, Jared, like for the next patch, like after the hiatus and after CitizenCon, please just do better. Just like give us more things. Just like try not to recycle the whole fucking like each episode since basically December of last year up until now. It's just like nothing. It's just mostly nothing. Just hyping shit that's not interesting. That's not important. That's not like whatever. But yeah. I don't know, like, at least we made it through this whole episode. So thank you for watching, and thank you to all my patrons that are supporting the channel. If you want to support my channel, and if you want to support me, and if you want to support me doing giveaways and all of that, there's going to be a link down in the description of the video, so you can support me through Patreon. And I don't know. Also, the ship giveaway is running right now, so if you watch my latest video, so the music video that I posted before this video, and you comment there, and if you're a subscriber, you might get a chance to get one of the LTI ships that I'm gonna give away. So again, thank you for watching, and sorry for the long one, but Jesus Christ, like there was a lot to talk about here, but also it was all just like not that important because we saw it all already. So I don't know, hopefully CitizenCon is gonna be better. But anyway, don't forget to bring it home when you're traveling through space, and bye. I gotta edit a fucking 40-minute video, Jesus Christ.